On this episode of Science with Shields, we are making frozen bubbles. Hey everyone, it is Christy Shields, and on this episode of Science with Shields, what are you going to need? You are going to need a very cold day with temperatures at least in the single digits or below zero. You're also going to need to make sure to bundle up because it's going to be cold outside, and try to make sure that there's not a lot of wind. That will be helpful for this experiment. Also, you need some bubbles. You can just use the bubbles that you would buy at the store, or the other thing that you can do is make your own bubbles using dish soap, water, and corn syrup. But I've just got a vial of bubbles here, so the first thing we want to do is blow the bubbles and catch it on the wand. So I'm going to do that now, and I want to try and catch some bubbles on my wand. Oh, I've got a triple bubble here. So slowly what's going to happen is bubbles are made out of soap, and also they are made out of water. And that water in this air temperature, because 32 degrees is the freezing mark, so anything under 32 will eventually freeze. So what's going to happen is these bubbles are going to freeze here on my wand, or they're going to do that pop. And you can kind of see how it almost looks like a plastic film when it popped, because it was slowly starting to freeze. So let's try this again. And I will try and catch another one. Okay, so eventually this bubble is going to freeze. So I'm gonna sit it here next to this other bubble that we've already frozen. And you can kind of tell in the bubble that's frozen, it's a milky color because the ice is already formed. And now we're getting that ice to form on this bubble. So slowly it is starting to look like that. Now our camera's probably not picking it up, but whenever we start to see this crystallization process, it kind of needs a seed crystal, and once we get that seed crystal, it spreads up the bubble and you see all of that ice forming. So you do want to keep a really close eye on your bubble as it begins to freeze. And we've got that going on right now, and you can kind of see it slowly freezing. I can kind of see that crystallization if we get a little bit of a closer look there on our bubble, but it has more of a milky color. Now watch what happens to this bubble if I touch it. Again, a normal bubble, you kind of get that just splash of water and soap whenever a bubble pops, right? When you pop it in the summertime. But with this bubble, you see how it kind of doesn't pop because it is frozen. So really neat to try out. And again, it is cold out here, so you don't want to spend too much time outside. And you need those temperatures in the single digits and just some bubbles, and make sure that you're warm. And you can check out more Science with Shields episodes if you head over to wearecentralpa.com.